Thank you once again for making Locked On Cougars your first listen of the day. If you have not done so already, what are you waiting for? Sign up for the Locked On Cougars Insider Group. Get the inside scoop on all things BYU that I am hearing, and it comes to your phone in the form of a text message. Best part is you get a 14-day free trial, and it's just $5 a month to be a part of the group after that. And I appreciate all of you who have signed up so far, and obviously hope that many more of you will sign up in coming days and weeks. All right, before we go on today's show, if you did not see what McKay Madsen, who is a 2025 signee, a four-star football prospect for the BYU football program, what he did this past weekend at the CIF state championships in track and field in California, well, let me explain what happened. This kid, and he was on this podcast. We've had him on this podcast. You can rewind back. I think was it December when we had him on? He is a great kid. Very, very polished for as young as he is. He's planning on going on a mission. He's got a mission call already, but he did something that is a feat that has not been done in 103 years as a thrower in the California shot put and discus events at the prep level. He threw 69 feet 11 inches in the shot put and 210 feet 8 inches in the discus. That feat, as repeating as back-to-back, by the way, he's won back-to-back state titles in both the shot put and discus with those throws. That has not happened in 103 years. It's the greatest throwing double in California prep history. And as he mentions, he is the first athlete since 1955, if you're keeping track at home, that's 70 years ago, to make the finals in both events all 4 years of his high school career. He's doing this in track and field, which is his secondary or tertiary sport, everybody. This kid, what can he truly accomplish? Are we looking at the next Taysom Hill? Are we looking at the next Travis Hunter? Talking about just freak athletes at the collegiate level. He said on this podcast, and he said it before, that he's open to playing both linebacker and running back at BYU if they'll let him, but he's favoring playing running back because he likes to score touchdowns. I would put him anywhere on the field he wants. This kid has proven time and time again as an athlete that he is just a freak of the highest order. He wants to play quarterback. He wants to play offensive line. McKay Madsen, you have at it. This comes from Coach Hatch, the armchair quarterback that's sitting in his closet under the stairs recording this podcast. He is phenomenal. He is an incredible story, and I think we need to be celebrating more about what he is, more than just the fact that he's a four-star bona fide top-tier prospect. The likes of Oregon, USC, the who's who of college football were pounding on his door, begging him to come and play for these programs. He decided BYU is where he wants to be. These are the athletes that BYU for years during their independent run, when they didn't have the Power 4 label attached to their name, lost out on because, simply put, guys wanted to play at the highest level of football, and BYU could not give them that. That's what McKay Madsen was looking for, and BYU delivered it, and he's going to be a Cougar after he serves a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I can respect everything this kid is doing, and the fact that he's stepping away from the sports, I should say, that he loves to go and serve the Lord. I will never, ever denigrate anybody who goes on a mission. My mission means a ton to me, and it's incredible to look at what this kid is and what he could become at the next level. And yeah, it may irk you a little bit. You have to wait 2 or 3 years to finally see him suit up for the BYU Cougars. But I don't believe for a second that he's going to lose anything of what he's accomplished by the time he gets to BYU. Yes, missions mess with young men in terms of their being in shape when they finally return. I can tell you, I came home off of my mission in pretty pathetic shape, but I was not a high-level athlete anywhere to the level of what McKay Madsen is. But I cannot wait to see what he accomplishes in a BYU uniform. And when you do a feat it's 103 years since that happened as a back-to-back state champ in both the discus and shot put. And then once again, you've made the final for all 4 years of your high school career, the first person to do that since 70 years ago. Man, we are watching something really special unfold here. And yeah, whether he's suiting up for Harvey Unga at running back and playing in Aaron Roderick's offense, or he's playing for Justin Enna at linebacker and maybe being the next, I don't know, maybe the next Jack Kelly in the BYU defense down the line here for Jay Hill as their defensive coordinator, or whoever may be the defensive coordinator at that point, because I think a lot of us expect that Jay Hill will get a head coaching position at some point in the near future. But the bigger point is McKay Madsen, he is the type of athlete that BYU has needed, always needs, and will continue to need. We talked yesterday about Brody Rudnicki as a quarterback prospect. You look at his offer list; he's already got offers from the likes of Arizona State in terms of his offer list, and like I said, he hasn't even started a varsity football game. Talking about Rudnicki. Madsen knows guys from Folsom like Ryder Lyons, and he's actually been, I'm sure, in the ear of a guy like Ryder Lyons saying, "Hey, sign with BYU. By the time I'm back from my mission, by the time you're back from your mission, we're gonna be able to play together." That's the thing about this is BYU, to expand the conversation just a little bit. The fact that they have the Power 4 label has absolutely changed the game in terms of being able to offer to these athletes who are strong members in their faith with the Church of Jesus Christ, and they want to go out and serve a mission, but they also want to play football at the highest level. BYU's got everything for them now. There is nothing. And yes, there will continue to be people who say, you want to deal with the honor code? You know what? So be it. They can negative recruit all they want. But the bigger point is everything that was used against BYU for the better part of a decade, or actually no, 12 years or so, during their independent run, when they tried to really, as I say often, they were Power 5 adjacent. That's what they kind of envisioned for themselves, and they tried to sell that to guys. It was a tough sell. Some guys would buy into it, and obviously BYU had a lot of good athletes come through in that era. But now that they're in this era in the Big 12, they have a chance to play for a national title. They've got everything available to them, NIL wise and the like. There is really nothing slowing BYU down, and it's awesome to see guys the caliber of McKay Madsen not having to say thanks, but no thanks, BYU. But in fact, I'm all in. Let's go Cougs. So let's celebrate what McKay Madsen has accomplished here. Let's acknowledge that he is an absolute freak athlete. And once again, if he wants to play both ways in college football, I'm not putting it past him. If he wants to go and throw for the BYU track and field team, if he wants to call Ed Eyestone up and Nick Arrhenius, who's the throws coach, and say, hey, can I throw the shot put of the discus? I would embrace any and all of that. If he wants to play any sport, it feels like he's going to be pretty incredible because athletes like that don't grow on trees. We were lucky enough to watch a legit premier athlete in Taysom Hill, who has shown that in the NFL for years now as well. We saw that come through in the mid-20 teens. Well, could the late 2020s, early 2030s feature the next iteration of that, albeit not at quarterback, but running back, a linebacker, or somewhere else on the football field? I sure as heck hope so, and I hope it's McKay Madsen doing just that for the BYU football program. All right, that is going to do it for today's edition of the show. As always, I appreciate any and all patronage you guys have given this show. Once again, please continue to subscribe, rate, review, share the show with your family and friends. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm pointing down here. There's a subscribe button down there. There's also a bell notification icon and a like button. Hit all three of them. First, subscribe. It means you obviously will be aware of the shows when they come out. The bell notification icon gives you the alert, the actual physical alert that a new show is going to drop. And then the like button just says, hey, you like the show. Also, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, a bevy of other podcast apps out there, like it, subscribe it, rate, review, share some comments about what you like about the show, and any and all feedback is welcome at all times. And once again, if you want to reach out just to weigh in or want to advertise with us, lockedonbyu@gmail.com is the email address to do just that. All right, I'm going to sign off now, but as always, truthfully, thank you for making Locked On Cougars a part of your day. Thank you for being everydayers and doing it right here on the Locked On Cougars podcast.